Hello rose lovers and welcome back to my channel. I was thinking that if you love roses, you might also be a passionate gardener, and the slug problem is a real concern for everyone. It can be very frustrating and disappointing to put so much work into growing your seedlings and babying them all the spring until they are ready to plant out, and when finally is the time for them to start growing, you lose them to slugs and snails in one night. All the enthusiasm and all the dreams about your new plants are gone now, and the worst is that even if you start them again, it takes a couple of months to be ready, and it might be too late into the season for them to produce a crop and be ready to harvest in time before the last frost. Last year, the 2024, was a particularly difficult year for me in my battle with the slugs, and based on what everyone was saying on the gardening Facebook groups, it felt the same for many of you. I can say it was the slug apocalypse here in the UK. It was extremely difficult to get rid of them, or at least to slow them down. They were destroying all my seedlings from my garden. I lost all my squashes and courgette, lettuce, spinach, beans, cabbage, and all brassica family. They were also munching on my flowers in between my roses, and I decided that I need to pull out the big guns. And those are the slug pellets. I was thinking that I am using them responsible, but there is no such thing as responsible when it comes to slug pellets. The responsible means to not use them at all. I had to learn this the hard way because sadly one of my dogs ate some of the pellets. Normally she is staying away from my flower beds and she doesn't eat anything from the garden, maybe some grass now and then. She started feeling bad, she had fever, she wouldn't eat any food, she had a hard time walking and keeping her head up. She had like a paralysis and she was in pain. My heart was breaking seeing her suffering. We have done multiple trips to the vet and at one point I was losing hope, but I can see she wanted to live and she is fighting. Finally, after about 2 weeks, she recovered and she started to eat again and be herself. When she was in that state, the vet asked if she had access to any toxins or chemicals, and then I realized that she could have eaten the damn slug pellets. I felt so guilty and upset that this happened, and I was determined to not let this happen again, but also to protect my seedlings. And I found this solution that is safe, contains no chemicals, it's cheap and easy to make at home with some ingredients that you can find in your kitchen. It's not an exact recipe, but I will give you the quantities and the ingredients that I use. The main ingredients are water and yeast. I added flour and sugar to activate the yeast and to have it working for longer. The quantities are: to 1 liter of water, I added 2 sachets of yeast, 7 grams each, 2 tablespoons of sugar and 2 tablespoons of flour. Mix it really well and pour it into cups and leave them in the garden for multiple nights. The results are incredible. The slugs are attracted to the smell of the yeast. They will come to drink what we prepare them and they will drown. I am impressed every time on how well this is working. You can do that from very early in the season, before planting your seedlings, and there are real chances that you can diminish their population. Try to place the traps strategically into the garden, in places where they used to hide during the day. In this way, they will have easy access to the drink. After a week or so, maybe sometimes more than that, I empty the traps. This is so disgusting, but so satisfying in the same time to see how many slugs are in the traps. I think it's safe to just empty them on the ground in the garden and they will disappear until the next day. This is what happened in my garden and I think the birds ate them. I don't see any harm in this because there are no chemicals in the slugs and the birds will be safe. Maybe you want to keep your dogs from eating the slugs because they might carry diseases. A similar way to get rid of slugs is to put traps with beer in the garden. They are attracted to the smell of the yeast and they will come for a drink. It might be easier to open a beer than to prepare the solution, but it's not so cheap and for many of you might seem to be wasteful to do that with beer when you can get the same results with simple ingredients from your pantry. Another thing that I'm doing to try to get rid of slugs is to pick them up during the night. This can look creepy to be out in the garden during the night with a flashlight in your hands, but it works. Every time I do that, I can find gigantic slugs, and I feel that I have a good capture. I heard that this can diminish their population by 20%, so this is something. I hope that by doing all this, new seedlings will survive, they will grow and thrive. By this time of the year, I planted out some of the seedlings that I have started in my episodes with the companion plants for a rose garden, and I cannot wait to see them growing and start flowering between my roses. That's all for today. Be on the watch out because I am preparing an episode about one of the most hated pests in the garden this time of the year, when the roses are just starting to put some new growth and they are attacked by aphids. So make sure to subscribe and be on the watch out for that episode. I hope this video was helpful to you, and if it does, please like and subscribe to my channel. Please comment if you have had an experience with your dog being sick after eating things from your garden and what you have done to fix the issue. If you want to see what seedlings I have started for my rose garden, you can click here where I have a playlist with companion plants that are happy to thrive next to the roses, and also the roses will benefit from having them in the vicinity. I have separate lists with annuals and perennials, so make sure to watch this playlist if you are interested. I hope this episode was interesting and you learned something. I do after what happened to my dog. I feel really grateful that she is okay and I get to enjoy her company for a few more years. Until next time, happy gardening everyone!